Hey everyone, Alex here again, and I'd like to do another skill review today. Going back to the Elementalist, I would like to cover, or start to cover, a special class of elite skills that are called double cast skills. The way double cast skills work is that you cast this elite on a target ally in your party, and this elite affects your ally in many beneficial ways, but it also affects you. So you kind of get an enhanced enchantment on your ally and the same enhancement on yourself. And that's why it's called a double cast, because it actually affects two people. What's interesting about this is that when you do a double cast skill, you have to not just take into account the synergy of the skill in your skill bar, but also the synergy of what this skill does with your ally and the position of your ally and the position of yourself, where this double cast skill can be used to the best effect. Now I have two double cast skills in my inventory, you could say, and one of those double cast skills is in fire and one of them is in water magic. And the water magic one is the double cast skill Fire of Ice. The other one is Double Dragon, and today I'm going to cover Double Dragon. So what is Double Dragon? Well, let's cover it. It's an elite enchantment spell, and for 10 energy, a 1-second cast time, and a 20-second cooldown, you invoke the power of the dragon. And for 8 seconds, you and target ally are enchanted with Double Dragon. Adjacent foes are dealt 32 damage, fire damage in this case, each second. Additionally, when you or your ally use skills that target a foe, that foe is set on fire for 3 seconds. So this skill excuse me, is very recognizable in the game because they're basically big fiery buzzsaws of death around you and your ally. And what's really neat about this is that if you can position yourself and position your ally next to each other, both of these buzzsaws of fire basically overlap each other, and all the adjacent enemies get double this effect for the 8 seconds that it's active. So that's why I say it's interesting, because you have to take both your position and your ally's position into account if you really want to overlap the effects of this skill, particularly Double Dragon, because it's a duration effect. In the case of Mirror of Ice, it's not a duration. It's a instantaneous effect where you shatter mirror and what you do is you hex all the enemies around you with cold damage, and they move slower. And if you hit an enemy already with water magic hex, with a water magic hex on them, this will recharge 50% faster. But that's not the skill we're going to cover today. We're going to cover Double Dragon. So Double Dragon is an enchantment spell that has a duration of 8 seconds, and that's where this comes in pretty nicely, because you can overlap those effects. Now, one key thing to remember about Double Dragon is that second part. When you and your allies use skills, and this is the part you underline, that target a foe, that foe is set on fire for 3 seconds. And what some people made the mistake, and at least I made the mistake, was thinking, oh, if I just use a skill while this is active, then all the foes around me will be on fire. No, you have to use a skill that targets them. So if you have a skill, say Inferno, and you hit this, they're not going to be set on fire because it's not targeting them. You have to use something like Flare. If you use something like Flare, they will be set on fire. So this is something to keep in mind. I think some people get a little excited about that 3-second burn, but realize you need a skill that targets them rather than just a point blank effect skill. However, that does not mean that point blank effect skills have no use. As you can see, I got 2 here, both Inferno and Lava Font. Because when you can stack these effects, you can devastate everything that's around you in close proximity. But being an Elementalist, being in close proximity is something that's not always done. Although you have a lot of point blank effect skills, especially in the fire line. So how do we do this? Well, in this skill bar, I have some earth magic. I have 10 earth magic, 16 fire magic, and 9 in energy storage. And the reason I like earth magic here is for 2 reasons. First of all, as you see, I got armor of earth. So I gain 48 armor, but I move 20%, 26% slower. Having this armor is key. Whenever you go into melee range, particularly with an elementalist or any kind of caster, you need something that can increase your armor so you don't get absolutely squished. Because with a 60 base armor rating, you're going to fall like a wet blanket, particularly in hard mode, because they will focus on you and you're going to drop. The advantage of being a caster is being able to stand off and hit from the rear line. When you go into point blank range, you're no longer in the rear line, you're in the front line. You got to be able to stand up to the melee range type of opponents, and that's where Armor of Earth, for example, comes into play. There's other armor spells, there's other things you can use, such as warrior tactics, stances, things like that. But Armor of Earth is pretty straightforward, and it's very nice. But you have a little bit of a slowdown penalty. However, we can negate that. And this is one of the reasons I like this next skill in conjunction to all the others, and that is Grasping Earth. So for 15 seconds, all nearby foes move 50% slower. This is a great point blank effect skill that's a snare. And this is important because, particularly in hard mode, when you have a duration over time, anything, magic, whatever, your foes are going to scatter. Keeping them parked and keeping them snared will make your life a whole lot easier, because then you can use things like Lava Font and Double Dragon, and they'll stay inside that cone of destruction that you're setting down rather than blitzing and scattering out. The other thing is that you could easily be in a goose chase with them, trying to keep the effects of these skills all in play. So Grasping Earth is one I've been working with a little bit here, and I think it's a great combination with these other skills. The other ones, again, Flare, just from kind of a long range skill, but it can also trigger that fire damage. And third, Breath of Fire. I like this because of the overcast. This is a nice small area of effect type of damage, but it gives overcast, which will trigger the beneficial effects of both Flare and Lava Font. So now, when it comes to Double Dragon's secondary effect, it does matter who you use to cast this on. And because of that secondary effect of striking a foe with a skill and setting him on fire, this is really good with warriors and assassins, because they use skills that target a foe at melee range. And this works very well with them. Dervishes as well. And that means that if you can kind of stay behind them, you cast on top of them, and then you rush in with your Armor of Earth on, put down Grasping Earth, and just lay on the damage, it works really well. So let's take a look here. I'm out here in Silent Surf, and there's kind of a cluster of enemies right outside the door here. And we'll see how this goes. I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. So we're going to head on out. I got my team here. And here we go. Alright, so hard mode on. Got my stuff. Yep, okay. It's kind of a 2020 staff. And here we go. So the cluster of enemies is right up here, right at the top. And essentially, it's a group of rot wallows and this monk boss. This monk boss is a mighty monk boss. So he has Segment of Judgment. But the nice thing about these guys is they tend to clump together. But the problem with these rot wallows is they use vampiric bite and things like that that ignore armor. But they do have some other skills like Fetid Ground that are not, or should I say, do not bypass armor. So it's still worthwhile to have the armor on. Okay. But let's just see how Double Dragon works when you have a nice cluster of enemies that clump together. So Do my attunement. Put on my armor. And we'll get this next group to go in. Again. Set her as aggressive. And I'm going to use her for double dragon. Yeah, let's put my armor up again. Okay, here we go. Get a nice little clump. Ooh, and double dragon gets hit hard. But there we go. And you see that little buzzsaw here. I was pretty far away. I'm gonna hit grasping earth. There we go. And now, and I'm just blowing everything up around me here. Oop. That was probably a little bit too far out of range. Okay, let's get this double drag up again. Very good. And there's the buzzsaw. And there we go. A lot of damage in a small clustered area. Terraza didn't quite make it. The healing didn't quite catch up with her fast enough. But a lot of damage out as well. But you gotta keep your position in mind. I think there were 1 or 2 cases there where I was just not in range for Inferno. Okay, let's take another group down here. And unlike that first group, this second group will not have those type of armor ignoring spells. Because there's a lot of outcasts down here. Okay, so there's the outcast warrior. Let's get the armor up. And it's always nice to have kind of a warrior. In this case, someone you can just send in. There we go. And here, I'm going to actually do the double cast right when I get up. Because the first time I did it, I was spending a lot of time in just trying to get into position, really. And they're down. So that's one key thing, is if you want to kind of run up to where your target ally is, as I kind of demonstrated here, double cast your skill, double dragon, right at the last moment, right before you approach them. Because that way you can maximize the area effect around them. And other than what I showed you, that is basically all there is to it. Okay, so there's a group here. I'm not going to jump into there because that is a big group. Okay. Armor and birth on. Ooh, and there's Chiblains. Okay. Yeah, so you gotta be careful. Enchantment removal. It's not too big, but it's definitely something to be aware of. Okay. So here's another group. Going down pretty quickly, and there we go. Boom. Alright. Make sure these guys don't go anywhere. Ooh, and down I went. Wasn't quite sure if that was my well or the enemy's well. I don't think they got the monk up. Nope, and she's down. Well, that could be for my team. You gotta be careful here because you have groups that kind of overlap. I was not expecting that boss group to come in. So. I kept thinking those wells were mine, but they weren't. Yep. Oh well. Yeah, one of the reasons is Chiblains. Chiblains is a skill you gotta be careful of because it can really strip everything out in a whole group. And that's kind of what happened to me. It took out both my armor and my enchantment spell. But anyways, we're up here now. And we have this type of group here. Oh. Let's do our double cast. Let's get our fire going. Oh. Gotta get the armor up here. Oh my goodness. That is a lot. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe they can kill him. Maybe they can kill him. There's... the Elementalist. Get me up, that'd be nice. Oh. And they did right at the last second, but right when I couldn't help. Okay, well. Not the best example, but it works. And really, that's all there is to it, to Double Dragon. Again, it's very good, but you gotta move your position into kind of an uncomfortable place if you're an Elementalist. So that is the skill Double Dragon. Again, it's a pretty straightforward skill. Great overlapping aspects, but if you're going to move into that close range with the enemy, as you saw with the assassin there, sometimes things don't work out very well. But but that's true with any caster that moves into melee range. But again, dealing with an assassin, they'll come to you rather than you going to them. But it can still work very, very well. So Double Dragon, it's a very nice skill. It's easy to pick up in factions, and you can have a lot of fun with it with overlapping spells. So anyways, guys, try it out. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.